I bet you've asked yourself this question before. Can money buy happiness? The short answer, yes. Yes, it can. The long answer, well, the kind of happiness you get depends on where you are on the wealth pyramid. As we all know, there are multiple levels of wealth, and people like to imagine it as a pyramid-shaped elevation where you can just climb your way up the ladder. What you quickly realize is that a pyramid has way too many fucking steps, and an elevator is always better. And by that, I mean being born into wealth. The probability of making it up the wealth ladder is just as low as finding sane people on Twitter or finding a clean public toilet. While it is not impossible, you're going to encounter a lot of shit. To give you an idea of what each level of the pyramid represents, I made one for this video. At the very top of the pyramid, you have the ultra wealthy. These are the people so rich that they had to invent a new name for their type of wealth. They are the century billionaires. That's a billionaire with a net worth of over $100 billion. They are so rich in fact that they are not even on the pyramid, they are on a rocket I placed on top of the pyramid. Next on the list are billionaires. Now there are about 3,000 billionaires alive right now, and the Earth population is over 8.1 billion. To put that into perspective, if you filled up a room with 2.7 million people, you'd only have one billionaire in that room. That's how tiny the percentage is. And over 20,000 people from that list would be millionaires. Now the average billionaire has so much money that they apparently cannot spend it all in a single lifetime. Fucking amateurs. I can already think of a billion ways to spend $1 billion. Maybe this is why I'm not a billionaire. On the next layer, you have the multi-millionaires and the millionaires. Many people think this section is hard to differentiate, but it's actually not. A multi-millionaire can afford luxurious trip around the entire planet with exotic cars to fill up their garage, while being a millionaire just means you own a house and can afford 3 square meals a day. And you probably still drive a Corolla. Now, the biggest fear for everybody in this section and above is not tax, but actually Jerome Powell. Because everybody is one good afternoon away from losing everything they have, or doubling everything they have. Now, the key to differentiating between a billionaire, a multi-millionaire, and a millionaire lies in Monaco. When in Monaco, a millionaire is taking pictures of yacht, a multi-millionaire is partying on the yacht, and a billionaire owns the bigger yacht that the smaller yacht is parked in. But that's nothing for us to worry about because we cannot afford tickets to Monaco. Now, on the next layer, we have the financially stable. On this level, bills get paid, there's private school, maybe some savings, and then there's a little bit left over or not. Think of it as a middle-class family who are okay as long as nothing goes horribly wrong. They are safe, but they are not really secured. This level can be stretched into 2 different categories, and I'll give you a simple identifier. 1. Houses with staircase. 2. Houses without staircases. Now, I grew up in one of these categories, and there was always food on the table. The center table, that is. On the next layer, we have people living paycheck to paycheck. No savings, just pure survival mode. Money comes in, money goes straight back out to bills and living expenses. If life throws a curveball at them, that's the end. This category is a slippery slope. You are one mistake away from going down to the next level. And that brings us to the base of the pyramid, which is homeless people. This is what society deems as the lowest layer of the pyramid. On this level, there is no basic accommodation, there is no hope for feeding. People in this category rely on the kindness of the members of society to get by. But there's one extra layer though, hidden deep underground, just like the hidden compartments in the Pyramid of Giza. These are the people so poor that the government literally has to step in to support them for everything. They cannot afford basic amenities. They only use publicly available resources like library and Wi-Fi, piled up loans to be paid up in a later or future date, and constantly living life on negative bank balance. If this is sounding like anybody in a category that you know of, then yes, you are right. I'm talking about undergraduates. On the bright side though, you come out with a degree that can help you crawl your way out from underground and place you just above homeless people, but with enough tools to climb your way up. But that's only if you make it out. Now, being poor is simply being at the mercy of someone else, and that's something you will almost always be at. As a child, you are at the mercy of your parents. As an adult, you are at the mercy of your employers. As a finance bro, you are at the mercy of the stock market. And as an undergraduate, you are at the mercy of everybody I just mentioned on this list. Across the pyramid, there are some similarities though. The top and bottom cannot decide what to eat. For different reasons, of course. Billionaires and homeless people don't pay tax. And everyone wished they listened to this guy and bought Bitcoin in 2013. At the end of the day, everybody still finds something that makes them happy. The billionaires are either racing to space or finding weird places to die. The millionaires buy front row seats to NBA playoffs. Poor people go to the beach and homeless people buy crack. Undergraduates create happiness by... Wait, how did I get in there? There's no happiness in college. So to answer the original question again, yes, money can buy happiness, but you can also get it for free. They are not mutually exclusive. And that's from Alex Omozi.